now is really because they are dwindling down their hero pool due to the global ban pick here. This is OG Esports taking on Twisted Minds for the final time of tonight in KIC 2025.
Yep, the final match between these two teams, both hopefuls from the KMW, looking to fight this one after game number 5. Who will go through depends on how they play this one. We have the cleanse being built here by HIGHLIGTS onto the HIGHLIGTS here, and HIGHLIGTS used to be one of his picks that he used to play a lot back in 2024.
That is correct here, Blam, but without further ado, this is the final game between the two KMW teams. Only one of them will represent their region in that playoffs bracket here. This is OG Esports versus Twisted Minds, Game 5. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going. The poke potential is going to be huge here for the side of Twisted Minds. Obviously, they have the Soaring Shot from the Chano. They have the Scepters of Fate from the HIGHLIGTS as well. Really going to put a bit of a curtail onto this Maestro Nui.
Yeah, I mean, OG right now, it's all about that speed. I mean, they have it. I mean, they can kind of survive the late game, but they don't really want to get there because this Twisted Minds lineup really comes online then. So I would say that on like OG right now needs to put the pressure on.
They need their own 8 to 9 minute game, right? They need to finish this one out pretty soon, as quick as possible, but we are getting that. Obviously, the Phoenix being given over to the side of OG on there, but maybe going to get a Space Sprite as well. So really putting themselves up in a country mile here in terms of that early game gold lead and getting the Space Sprite also.
Yeah, and look at a little bit of a lane swap. I mean, Shanks is in the top lane, something to take note of. Wants to get that advantage on the Kuka, making sure that he, you have the Foods in the bottom lane who can deal with on.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at, obviously, Fang as well, right? If you time his second skill correctly, you're going to completely mitigate that Soaring Shot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the easiest to do, but yeah, it's definitely on the list of things that they can mitigate again, which is going to be key.
Yeah, and at the same time, you could use the Illuminate Slash from the Masashi as well, right? So rather than kind of like bait that one out, use the Illuminate Slash and then kind of get out scot-free when you are on this Fang. But using the teleport down to the mid lane here, actually just fainting it out, was going to be Dodo.
Yeah, Dodo, man, on a Musashi, this is like epic, right? Going into this one, Game 5, he got the hero that he wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Going up against this Twisted Mind lineup. And they have some options, right? If they're able to lock him down, the Foods from Nighty, you have Menki. But it looks like they're going.
Looking like they're going to go for the first blood there. It's going to be on, taking down Nighty as well. So that, obviously, before 4 minutes, you're going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto that turret, but it's not going to go down that fast. But it just means you're going to be able to kind of set up. Once that 4 minutes goes down, that turret is just going to fly. Like, you put pressure on, boom, gone.
Yeah, gonna be gone on. I mean, Nighty got jumped on. Really no chance. I mean, he's not tanky enough right now, right? He needs way more time before he gets there. And so OG with a timing gank, understanding that Nighty was vulnerable then.
Exactly. He gets the damage reduction from his second skill, but then obviously you need the likes of the Glacial Buckler and stuff like that to come through from the side of Futsu, just so we get some beefed up a little bit.
Yeah, and now on, he's gonna be ganked.
Oh my goodness, City Boy flying into the wrong brush there, wrong neighborhood, buddy. Don't want to be doing that one because you may not survive next time.
Yeah, he's gonna be walking away. Nighty, he's gonna go back into his jungle, but he's there with CT Boy. He needs that support because they have the numbers advantage by OG, and especially since they've been trying to rotate. When again, making some good plays.
When making some good plays here, maybe the potential rotate up to the top side of the map there that we see that Twisted Minds is kind of overextended, but you can kind of catch here. HIGHLIGTS just trying to phase check the push. The Dream Roam comes through onto Dodo. He may not be able to get out. The extreme speed might be enough, but the knock up here is going to be enough to upset the flames of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, the Scepters were there, but again, the Illuminating Slash, Dodo, he's, again, like, he's able to, like, Tao Chi that thing all the time and whenever he wants, because Dodo is just, like, a god on this Musashi.
Oh, absolutely. Very well played there, Musashi, with Dodo there, using the extreme speed just to kind of get out whenever he needs to, and you need to make sure you're using them properly. You get, like, 2 per burst.
Yeah, and now OG looking to turn their attention more to this mid lane. Look, if HIGHLIGTS wants to make some sort of rotation, you got to put the pressure on in other lanes so that you force him to stay into that mid lane.
Forcing them, but not forcing the Tyrant. It's going to be an easy one for OG, that one. Quick, clean, precise, and that's what you get when you have on the Fang.
Yeah, and OG, again, we knew that they were going to play fast. They've got a 1K net worth lead already, 4 minutes into this one. And so this is a bit of a struggle, right? Twisted Minds, again, it's all about just holding the line, getting that farm.
Yes, holding the line is going to be OG and Twisted Minds looking for a bit of a stalemate into that mid lane, but it's going to be the potential takedown of that T1 down to the bot side of the map using that first skill of the Fang.
Yeah, and look at Hanlan. Fate rewinds it.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Fate Rewind. Forgot about that little Brucey bonus, but he's going to take it down once again very, very soon. I mean, using that just to save it is, I'm pretty sure you get the gold all over again as well.
Actually, I don't know the answer to that. That's going to be interesting. So, but I mean, keeping it up, I think the towers, it's all about slowing it down, right? And I think it's fine. I think that they're willing to just sacrifice that gold. So it's not the end of the world. It will be picked up in the bottom anyways.
Yeah, minions naturally crashed through and got that tower anyway, so thank you very much for that one, but it's going to be the Sage's Might being built here onto Keke. He uses the flash to get far and wide away from the Chano, but now it's going to be the duel to the death. Imperiled state, take down by Dao onto 90.
I mean, Dao there, just perfectly timing the duel to death, understanding the exact limit of where 90 was looking to go with that flash, saves it, ensures that he gets on top of him. Dao gets that kill.
Yeah, money in the bank, kills in the bank there, and we have the OG fans chanting in the stadium right now. They are loving that play top side of the map.
Yeah, doing a great job here, and this is what the OG wants to do, right? Yeah. It's all about tempo. Having that early game, it's going to feel great for them. And Twisted Minds, this has got to be worrying. Tournament lives at stake. You're down 2.4. This is scary.
Yeah, but you know if you're Twisted Minds, you're just waiting for that 10-minute timer, right? Like, as soon as that comes around, you pretty much got down to about 50-50. That's where the game's going to be going, right?
I mean, you're going to end the game very quickly because, again, HIGHLIGTS rebuilding those towers. I mean, you have the wave clear from the Scepters as well. So Twisted Minds, their composition will allow them to extend this game as much as possible.
Looking to extend as far as possible is going to be Twisted Minds. They are behind by a few K gold. He does have the Fate Rewind if he really wants to use this one now, but HIGHLIGTS maybe trying to save this turret with the same Fate Rewind of saving himself. We do see the Heartlink being placed onto Kuka. Maybe there will be a bit of an engage here at the same time, just clearing out that minion wave in the mid lane.
So OG doing a good job too, right? It's also a thing where you're like, okay, yeah, you can rebuild it, but I've done my chip damage, walked away. Are you going to use it? It's been baited out. If not, then he's going to save it for later. So, like, OG understanding how this hero really works.
Oh, absolutely. Just making sure that he's kind of locked down, keeping those turrets alive. But then, like you said, it's a big cooldown, right?
Absolutely huge cooldown, right? And again, Twisted Minds need to work around that. That's the one that's going to really keep them in this game. But if we're looking at what OG are looking to do here, this is going to be, again, just slow and steady.
Flash onto the back line. There it is, the bit of farewell with the damage over time. Take down onto the Hino. HIGHLIGTS used the Fate Rewind a little bit too early.
I mean, once it was off cooldown, it's like you have no business even sticking around, right? You are so vulnerable at that stage. And again, they made him pay. But OG taking that bottom T2, not the end of the world. They still have a little bit of time before, again, that 10-minute, hopefully, that moment when they can stabilize.
Yeah, just using that Shuriken just to kind of zone out the side of Twisted Minds there. Sage's Might has actually been put down onto Kuka, onto Muchen, sorry. That is going to be the Destiny counter being taken off, but there is a bit of a saving grace for Shanks as he falls down. Dao as well. This is going to be a little bit hairy as they are off the gorge for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade. Twisted Minds are going to be very happy with that one. And another thing to take note of CT Boy, with the secure, you have those sprites, you have that heal.
Yeah.
That can, again, it's about that sustain, keeping yourself alive. This draft might be good enough to really deal with OG.
And the fact that they built the Radiance as well, right? This locking OG into that AoE when they really feel like they can take the team fight, especially when you already kind of situate and maybe kind of cut off one of the side of OG Esports with the use of the Futsu with the Sage's Might.
Yeah, and that might be that moment, right? Nighty's the guy who needs to be that tanky guy in front, locking him down. He's down about 2K to Kuka, though, so that's a bit of a problem. He needs, again, it's all about time on this Twisted Minds lineup.
Yeah, they just need to buy time, whereas OG need to run downtime. They need to make sure they're getting this done quickly. But you can kind of see here into the jungle that so far Dao is ahead ever so slightly in terms of the gold, right about 600 gold lead here. I feel like if OG want to put more pressure on, it's into the jungle.
I mean, they're up 4K. It should be looking like OG are running it down much higher because of that net worth lead, but not much.
Not much. Twisted Minds being used there. The Hino Fate Rewind being used as well, once again, just to make that turret a little bit more healthier.
Yeah, again, the next wave is on the way here, so that's going to be the potential attack from OG. and now they're working around Hailong's ults as well.
Yeah, again, I mean, the Fate Rewind is literally doing that. It's buying time, right? It's basically giving back those turrets, making sure they have to take it down again, making sure the minions are kind of just being battered down by those ballistic bullets now, but maybe a bit of a focus into the mid lane here for the side of OG Esports as they look to try and go for this T1 into the mid lane.
I mean, at the 10-minute mark, they still have the mid T1. I think Twisted Minds are going to be happy with that. Yeah, you don't have the outer T2s, but it's all about this mid lane plus the T3s. I think Twisted Minds are in a decent spot.
Very decent spot indeed, right? Obviously, be able to fit these neutral objectives completely uncontested. I mean, they haven't really done much in terms of the damage that this has been given over, but maybe now it's going to kind of curtail that level 10, that 10-minute level for the side of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, 4 of the big neutrals have gone in the way of OG, as well as 6 towers. Almost everything has been in their favor, and that's why they've got a 4K net worth lead. But Twisted Minds, this is not the end. I mean, once they win a team fight, once they're tanky enough to survive the onslaught of Dao Dao's jump-ins, I mean, they could just turn this fight, and I mean, they could march it down mid.
Yeah, I think everything's going to be riding on Clean, right? He is going to be the forefront of these team fights as he uses the Dream Roam to drive in, maybe get the potential pickup onto the likes of Gwen or maybe even Kicker, but they've got to be careful.
Yeah, and now it looks like Twisted Minds, again, just securing their jungle, keeping the mid T1 alive. Hailong has got those scepters. He's got a 1K lead over Wen, and Wen has not been able to make that sort of impact because Twisted Minds are grouping together.
They're always grouping together. They're always trying to use that Destiny counter to try and force them out into a team fight, but obviously they do have the Fate Rewind there, bringing it back to full health once again. Twisted Minds, I feel like they understand the MO with this Hino.
Yeah, doing a great job. I mean, Hailong understanding the assignment, right?
Yeah.
It's not about, I mean, yeah, you need a farm. Yeah, you need those scepters, and they're going to start to hurt a little bit later. But right now, just slow the game down by keeping the towers up as much as possible because, again, OG on a timer.
Yeah, OG on a timer, but the Chano, he is looking for that time to be popping off. Shanks here on the late game. Chano could be a problem for the side of OG Esports. Into the back line is going to be Dao Dao, but the Sages might actually locks him down. But now you can kind of see where Clean, his role is in these team fights. It is soaking up that damage at the front line, but now Keke into the back line, trying to get attack on the squishier heroes on Twisted Minds, and they were unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful indeed. Twisted Minds, they've hit that mark, right? They're tanky, they're sustainable, they're able to deal with the onslaught that was coming. Dao Dao was on a full-out retreat. Keka was left behind, and it looks like Twisted Minds have found that opportunity. Now they're the aggressors, now they're taking the Overlord.
Yeah, they got the wind in their wings for now, Twisted Minds have, as they try to kind of curtail this 4K gold lead that OG has managed to surmise over the past 12 minutes. But now they get the Shadow Overlord here on the side of Twisted Minds. This could be the comeback into those turrets.
And now this is the moment where they can start sieging. And OG right now, not able to find any sort of pick off. Now they're on the run. This is going to be a tough spot for OG to kind of figure out how to get through this armor that is Twisted Minds.
Yeah, it's a very strong armor. They need to build some more damage. I mean, burst damage. You need kind of like constant damage going over to the monkey, right? That's what they don't have. You can really have just burst damage from the Maestro Nui, burst damage from the Fang.
Yeah, and Vanguard's pushing. It's going to help Twisted Minds even further. Yeah, you have Dao Dao in the bottom lane looking to split push.
Yeah.
And he does have a slight lead over Clean, but it's close. I mean, Clean is so tanky right now, the rest of OG cannot deal with him.
That's why I love the Monkey pick, because Monkey, you see him as a tank, but he has such carry potential as well, as we've seen from junglers like Nev within the tournament as well. Trying to get the lockdown onto Clean here. Look at that damage being burst out. That's exactly how you're going to run down Clean.
Yeah, you're going to, I mean, if you're able to do though, but here's the rest of Twisted Minds. Now you have those sprites that are healing as well. And so it's looking very dire for OG to find out how to deal with Clean and also get onto Shanks and Hailong in some way.
They're trying to find a way, right? Obviously, you always seen that Futsu's just leading the charge here, so Knight is always going to be the front man, trying to find one of the overzealous front line of OG Esports.
Yeah, and turning this into the Shadow Tyrant. The Shadow Vanguard is in the bottom lane as well, so, you know, Twisted Minds taking everything, and now they're the aggressors.
They are the aggressors here as well, as you can see. 4 members of the side of Twisted Minds down to the bottom side of the map and one into the mid. You just have that pressure from 90. Just get it going. The Destined Encounter. Down into the back line, but City Boy gets out alive. But it's going to be enough to get the Imperil State. Onto Shanks, he goes down, but Down as well pays his life. We have low health bars on Kuka, on Muchen. He forced in the flash to dodge that Marbury power.
Yeah, they just needed a little bit more damage. Wen would probably be there, but Nighty had been locking him down, controlling him, making sure that he wasn't in the fight. It was a 4 versus 4, and with that tanky, manky, and Clang, you had no chance.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard defense for OG Esports at this Crystal. Game number 5, Dream Roam onto Muchen, but it's going to be the Hardling. It's going to be Wen. There's just too many health bars right now for Wen to cope with, but Clean looks pretty low. We have help from On. We need to get Wen back into base. Oh no!
They get the pick off, is exactly what I mean, they deal with the minions, right? Wen went all in. He wasn't, he got the nice little engine, but it was on the minion wave to clear it out. OG survived, at least for now.
Ooh, I mean, OG really should be counting their blessings with that assault, right? That should have been all she wrote for the side of OG Esports. Twisted Minds played that one to a T, but now they have to reformulate, try and go a little bit further.
Yeah, but Twisted Minds, I mean, they just back off, reset, look to do it again. I mean, there are no answers from OG. Yeah. Like Dowdow trying to go in, everybody is so tanky, he could not do enough damage, and you have that control from the back line just being able to keep him up. This is a very difficult game for OG now.
Very difficult game for OG. Maybe they need a little bit more tanky, anti-tank items, right? We're not really seeing many of the Starbreakers come through. Maybe trade the Axe of Torment, right? On at this moment in time. Just try anything.
Yeah, anything at this point. You got to change things up because right now you have 0 answers. Twisted Minds put the pressure on. Highlong now with these scepters, it's going to start to really hurt at this point.
Yeah, Twisted Minds have a lot of answers here. Obviously, they have the T3s down to the bot side and mid lane of the map right now. Look at the formulate around this Overlord. Keep face check, keep in intel onto Dowdow. Into the back line, it's going to be on, but the Dream Roam connects. He uses the second skill to get out alive. But now it's going to be one down. Dowdow, you don't want to lose your smite right now. And that is going to be the case. Twisted Minds, they take a 3-0 trade. They have minions into this bot side, into the mid lane. You can see On and Wen just trying to clean them out. This is gonna be absolutely pressure for the side of OG Esports.
Yeah, doing it again. Nighty on the back again, just covering the flanks, ensuring that they're going, and Twisted Minds looking to end.
They are looking at the end. The Dream Roam does connect once again, but he has the Sage's Sanctuary, but that's gonna be too much. Twisted Minds, they beat the KMW champions for the last spot in KIC.
They've exercised their demons. This was the biggest one.
Wow.